All right, perfect. Lovely. Nice to have a few people here to start off the second podcast. The few things that we probably want to discuss this time around are update to the Awaken skills because we've had 9 new ones since the last list that we made in January. So that's going to be fun. Of course, chapter 10 is a big thing. So we're going to discuss a few things in chapter 10 and let's maybe see, we'll do some runs. Maybe see how we can do 10-10 runs. It's been fun the last few days. And of course, lastly, maybe we can end with a small talk. Again, disclaimer, no strats or nothing like that, but just a small talk on the difference or the gap between raid knowledge versus game knowledge. So I think that's going to be a good discussion as well. So without further ado, I will share my screen and I would like everyone to view. I think everybody can join. Yeah, there we go. The screen is live now.
The absolute dog shit.
I mean, it's still there.
We're still waiting for that. We're still waiting for that rework.
Yep. Alright, so before we even get to the new ones, I just want to go over the old ones. Do you think there's anything that has changed in the last few months that we've been playing around with this? Anything that has gone up or down a tier?
I think there are, honestly. Like, now that I'm looking at them again, I feel like I can definitely see some that I might move. I'm just gonna think about them for a sec.
Yeah, I think we undershot one or two of them.
I mean, okay, see, what's S tier is still S tier, right? There's no doubt about that, right? There's nothing shifting over there.
Yeah.
To be honest, like with Mega Bomb, it doesn't even feel like that much of a boost anymore because like Bombi's no longer meta. But I would still leave it up there. I'd still leave it up there.
It's always meta for me. Everything Bombi for me. I did
We get
10-10
you
with
Bombi,
Bombi. It's easy.
You know what the show's that?
Alright.
I will say Amplify probably needs to go up one.
Amplify.
Interesting. Okay, I agree. Actually, you know, I agree. I like it. Honestly, it's not completely useless.
Yeah.
Is it good enough to go to A? Like it's fighting against these, so.
I'd say yeah. I think when it first came out, we weren't really like, oh, it's just one skill range, and then we learned what that one skill range was. And over time, it's just been like, oh, damn.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, this skill is so useful in raid.
Yeah.
You just need a tier 3 bar, and then you can cover the whole screen. Super helpful.
And of course, I think this is also good in like arena for like trio, right? Helps buff. I mean, if you think about it, when we first saw the skill, it was like a skill range. Does it really matter, like compared to things that do extra damage or the things that do? But I guess utility is such a big deal in certain aspects. How about we put this in A? Yeah.
I think it fits there.
Yeah, and then also for the Bardry hymn and sacrifice as well. Or sorry, for Bardry hymn, I would definitely move that down. I think that hymn is a very bad ability now that I've like used it.
So this is for Alberion, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I don't.
So the way, yeah, so yeah.
Go on.
I was gonna say, so, yeah. So the way that it works is basically it's only if you actually heal HP. So it's not as good. It's not like you just get like a flat bonus to every single time you damage. It's very specific. And a little fun fact for like trio players is that you actually don't want to be doing extra damage because that'll break the chain early, which can sometimes mess up your stun combo. So it's just a really bad ability overall.
Actually, yeah. Now, I mean, that is like a hidden text, right? That only if it works if you heal, not overheal on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I guess that makes it really bad. I mean, I guess that makes it like extremely bad because when do you actually, heal everybody on the team? And it's only one hit, right?
I'd say like the only thing I would use this with would be Explosive Will, but that's also a crap tier skill.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it only works if you're actually healing any amount of HP. It doesn't like count for the shield gain as well. It's simply just if you gain HP, then you get a little bit of extra damage. But it doesn't seem like a. I would have just preferred like a flat buff to his healing. I think that would have been a much better way of doing it.
Yeah.
So let's throw this over here.
Yeah, probably.
it could do with a rework like benefit.
I kind of
would-
forget how we organize them.
Oh yeah,
I
okay,
will-
so I'll go over it because this recording is going to be new for a lot of people since the first one got fucked up. Yeah, S tier B is basically being the best awakening skills that almost take the character to a whole new level, make them really strong. A tier is being decent. It doesn't do something out of the blue, but it still makes it usable in a lot of scenarios. B just being poor, it doesn't really add anything great. It's fun, maybe it's interesting, but not so much. C, of course, being a complete rework, like the numbers need to rework, or maybe the ability needs to rework. F, of course, being absolute dog shit trash. It does nothing. Even if you use it, it won't add anything. And then later during the last podcast, we added A, B, S, A, B, C tiers in the
Yeah.
middle, which were more or less like we're on the fence. It could be good in certain situations or it could be bad. Something like that. So yeah, that's a roundup of what the tiers are.
Mm.
What
I
else?
think this is going to be an interesting one. Salvation needs to go up.
Mm.
The heal
Oh,
overall.
and no.
Oh,
Oh,
wait,
no,
really?
I'm
You mean
looking-
sacrifice, right?
Oh, okay. Okay, Code's already nay. I was thinking Salvation was the Agate one.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I literally saw that and I thought the exact same thing as well. I have two other points actually specifically for so craving. I think that as a farming ability for Zuo, I think it's very strong. I use it a lot actually for like some of my for my chapter clearing builds. So I think that while the stats I do think should be a little higher, it's very strong in both arena and chapter. So I would definitely put it towards like A tier at this point.
Oh, craving. Interesting.
Yeah, I would bump it up all the way to A tier. I think it would be nice if they buffed it a little bit, maybe even like just a tiny bit. But I think overall it's at A tier at least, because if you look at the dominating like arena teams now, there's like one of the branches is just Zuo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zoe lunar teams are like, say, top 5 meta for a while now.
Mm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
It's
guess
so
for
nice.
that reason this can go up. Do you think maybe because it needs maybe a number tweak, we can put it somewhere in the middle?
Yeah, I think BA works.
Yeah, I'm okay with BA. I still would like to see that. I forget who suggested. I think Serpentine did, but I would be very interested to see if they buffed it all the way to like given like an extra effect towards like the lower half of his health. But overall, it's a pretty solid ability now that I look back at it.
I think Fury can go up to AB as well. I think the Zhao skills are just very
I agree.
nice.
I agree.
Just nice overall.
Yeah. Even though there is slight bug running behind this that at times it doesn't, trigger the +1, it's still a good skill.
It's actually what's all the bug. Actually, it's worse than just not triggering the +1. By the way.
Yeah, so
Really?
Yep. It's a little. I won't go into detail just because it's like a kind of a hidden thing that I don't want to be
Yeah.
spoiling too much about. But basically, yeah, like I call it desync. The desync can be very very like just bad for the overall like usage of Fury.
But still, even every once in a while, a +1 is still that's just a free hit.
Yeah. It's very. I mean, it's solid whenever he's working as intended. It's a perfect like complement for him whenever you're using him like in any game mode, pretty much.
just because of the bug doesn't.
Yeah, I'd say AB. I'd say AB is
maybe, right?
solid.
Yeah. If this was
Yep.
fixed, it worked as intended, it would definitely jump to A for sure.
I think I still want someone to see, like, to test whether or not if you have a +1 bow with the ability, are you getting like 7 hits, or are you getting like 8 hits? Like, does the extra one proc another hit, or is it like you get the +1 on like all on the 3 normal ones, and then the last one just counts as like an extra, or do you get like a +1 on the +1? Because that does help you scale if you have like say a +2 bow or like +2 in bows, which would be obviously insane, but
Yeah,
it's
that
possible.
would be crazy numbers we would be seeing. So I think it's the first
Exactly,
one
yeah.
you said, which just adds another one attack.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's still very strong though. Yeah, anytime you get an extra attack, it's just very potent. Especially now that there's that big change to how split damage and chain damage works as modifiers to weapons. That is a pretty humongous change in like all the game modes. But I can go into that. I can go into like detail in that like a little later.
Alright.
Let's move Unleash Source Hero to F. I have never seen it get used in anything.
Unleash sword, yeah, agreed. Unleash Honestly, Evans, wherever both of Evans' abilities are, I want to move him down to just trash.
Where's the other one? Where do we have?
It's in the B, the AB. It's the double arrow up one.
I don't
there we
think
There we
I
go.
don't think that one's the worst one. It's just
I just haven't seen it used. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I just think they're both so bad. I think that they're just so bad.
yeah. I'd say
Unless
just put
someone's
him in
found a
B.
use for it overall.
I'd say just put him in BC for
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. Or even just C, because like, yeah, the rework. I mean, maybe a slight boost to their stats or something. I don't know. It's like I just have not seen them used. I think one shot Evan is floating around somewhere in God. Like there's that one guy who uses it, but I mean, if you get a single mighty block, it's like it's over.
Yeah, maybe I guess we can put this in BC. Maybe not. It doesn't only require a change in these numbers, but maybe it requires a change in base stats of Evan that might just push these both up. Because otherwise they sound pretty decent, but Evan itself is so weak.
I think they're decent, but compared to what they're going up against, they're
Yeah.
bad. Because it's like, I'm sorry. Oh yay, one swift bomb, one mega bomb just does the same stuff to more people. It's just
Are
like
there any more
boom.
useless ones? Oh, actually, the Kane ability can go up to like A tier, potentially a S tier.
I'd say AS tier, to be honest.
Yeah, just because of the change. So like what was supposed to be happening is whenever you didn't get an item drop, you were guaranteed the coin, like the silver drop.
Mhm.
And then now that that's a fix, it's like actually running Kane and like your builds can actually have some usefulness.
So I guess Kane is now. He's been a meme for a while, but now I think with this and the change, it's really good.
I mean, his overall like usage is going to be the same. Like you never really use him as your carry, unless you're Era, of course, you know, who's the god. But overall, it's like he's just more useful now. Just like as a support, or as like a utility character. I should better
true.
categorize him as.
He's a support character.
Then just because the new ability just is so good, I kind of want to put. No, actually, no, we're good. I like the other ones. I think.
There we go. Let's get to these new ones.
Yep, I think this was good. Sadly, this still.
We can always move them as we go.
Yeah,
Can we put that any lower?
out of the screen?
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't belong even on the screen. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Let's keep it here. I don't want to confuse people even more.
No worries.
All right, so let's go to new skills. Woo!
Supernova. Oh, how
Supernova.
beautiful.
I have never seen this work.
All right.
To be
I
fair,
have level 12 Hella.
yeah.
It's like it's pretty. You know, honestly, for people who don't know how she works, if you go up against her in arena, if you go against a log version of her without helm, you will lose. I will say that right now. You will lose if you go up against her like with no helm in arena. It's just gonna happen. But otherwise, it's like I just say it's an A tier ability. Like it just adds to her character's abilities, and like it's just like
Yeah,
it's
it's
not amazing. But yeah, it's it's just damage.
The-
And for chapter clearing, she's actually somewhat good.
Does it really like make her like amplify her so much? Does it go in A? I'm still thinking.
It's a pretty big buff to her, honestly. Like the fact that she can hit a single target for just like a humongous boost to her like damage, like especially when she gets like to T5 with like a little bit of spell power on her, she can hit pretty hard.
Overall, solid ability. The numbers are good, I guess. 250% damage is pretty nice.
I have a prediction actually for what her next ability is going to be. I think so. Like I'm guessing most of the people here have tried out chapter 10 by now. There's an enemy that I like to call like the tank buster. Well, actually, Hoenn was the one who introduced me to that term. But basically, like he'll chain onto a hero, then just like do more damage over time.
Mhm.
I think that's how Hela should be with her second. I think it should change from like a big bomb thing to just be like a chain onto like a certain character. That'd be like way cooler for Hela.
That would be. I mean, if you think about it, that would be a complete change of a skill. Do you think they'll do that though?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I mean,
the
they
animation,
change utility. Yeah. Yeah,
Even
exactly.
Animations change, so I don't think they've done that. I mean, have they done that before? Do any of these change animations of the skills? No, right?
Not really animations, but
Explosive will.
I was gonna say, if you're thinking of an entire like character reversal or like a completely different playstyle, yeah, explosive will, salvation, or what's it called, salvation's a good example as well, where it switches from like an AOE heal to like single target only. That's the same kind of idea that I have for Supernova versus like the single target one.
Or
I mean, quick
what
shot
if
also
they
is
do
like that.
something like what they did for Priya, intense cold, intense heat.
I'd be very disappointed.
Just like a burning dot, like a ticking flame dot that moves with you instead of being on the floor, like how dots are in games. That would also be maybe if it has good numbers on it. All right.
Yeah.
It's good. Backflow. Let's go.
Oh, I just want to say for anybody who is here for the first podcast or like watched or knows of the first podcast, this is literally exactly what I proposed to be her other ability. So I'm very proud of this one.
Yeah, this was a big prediction that came true.
I think this is easily an A, if not an A.
I love it. Yeah, I love it as an A tier ability. It's just very nice to have.
It's so annoying. I gotta say, it's like, oh no, I saw that. I'm like, oh no, as a Hanzi player, oh no.
I haven't seen it used in Arena, to be honest. I don't think anyone in God, because like Yeon is still like a very strong contender in Arena. I want to say, because like you have like you can have like the mask elixir build with just like 2 insanely tanky Yeons that are shooting like, especially with backflow now, you're hitting like way more characters and that kind of thing. But overall, it's interesting. I want to see if it could ever beat out the Helm teams or the trio teams that are just gonna one shot it. But otherwise, yeah, A tier for sure. A tier for sure. A tier for sure. It's a very nice ability, and I'm very proud of that prediction. That's all I'm gonna say.
There were a lot of good predictions at podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Well, one quick thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing another guessing thing, right, for next season pass.
Yes, of
Oh,
course,
yeah.
100%.
Yes, I get a second one.
Oh, you're
look
crazy!
at that
I can't even believe you got it. I mean, it has to be Lunaire, but at this point, like, it could just be like some random character. I can't
It's
believe
not
you
Lunaire.
guessed. I can't believe you guessed Joel. I can't believe.
I'm saying it right now. It's Behemoth.
Okay, no, it's
Oh,
never gonna. Okay,
fuck
maybe
off.
no. You have like ties in with like the inner thing, but no, I cannot believe it's gonna be Behemoth. That just makes no sense.
It would be cool though.
It would be amazing. I love Behemoth as a
I just wanted to be a big door.
Oh my god, yes, yes. All right, anyway, so
Alright.
powerful tremor. Okay.
Who
I've
is this
literally-
for?
Who is this?
I've,
I don't know. Oh, it's Behemoth. It's
Wait, what?
Behemoth.
You don't know? It's Behemoth. Yeah, it's Behemoth. I was about to say, guys.
Oh wow, we're just sorry, dude.
I guess
Reckless
that answers
protection.
It. I don't even fucking hear.
In comparison to his other skill, I would definitely say it's not amazing. However, I have seen it used in Arena a few times, and it is quite interesting how it works. But no, I'd say you almost will, if not always, never use this ability like over his other one. Because like
True.
you're basically doing the exact same thing, except this one just pushes them back a little bit further.
Quick
And it's like
question.
they're
But you,
Sure.
yeah,
Just show it back up.
When you push, like for example, it says 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. The further blocks they get pushed, the longer they stay in air, right?
yes.
So like.
Well,
two blocks.
it's kind of like you're basically just doubling the time they're spending in the air, kind of. But it's not effective CC in the same way because like with Behemoth, when you're using him, like the best, like especially in like high level arena, his best attribute is the fact that he will absorb Hanzi's or any carries attacks for a solid like 1 full second of time sometimes, or he'll just basically like act as a huge wall, and that's why his like first ability just makes more sense, especially since like 90% of arena team, or like not like I'd say like 50% of arena teams are very helm dependent, so that it just like ruins his ability.
And let's be honest, when they're in the air, it's almost a buff for the other team because you can't kill them.
That's fair,
You're
actually.
giving them
Oh, yeah.
time to be
True,
in the
true.
air, not attackable.
Does bombs also not target them when they're in the air?
I believe it does, but the time thrown, it'll like kind of land at the right. It'll kind of like sync up like well with timing. But overall, I'd say like those are like very minuscule things. Just in general, I want to say like his first ability just outweighs the second one quite a bit.
Yes.
We do also have the god of arena himself, #1 of last season, Soren, in the chat.
Oh,
hi, Soren.
welcome, Soren. Please do give your inputs as well. Perfect. So where does this go?
Probably
Neither
just.
either?
I mean,
And just see.
it's hard to say. Yeah, I think it needs to be reworked just because. I mean, I still haven't. I mean, maybe someone can find a useful use for it, but overall, it's like I can't see it. I can't see it happening.
Sadly.
Actually, maybe in the new chapter. Maybe in the new chapter it has some. But for now, I think it's safe to put into the rework. Maybe BC. Maybe BC.
Let's keep it here for now, and then we'll move it at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got next? Another link.
S tier.
S
S
tier.
tier. S tier.
It's
S tier.
fantastic. It's just lovely.
There's no comparison. It just adds to consistency for any Isaac team. It's disgusting.
The pain I had when I saw that was the new skill.
I mean, already Isaac
The only
has,
thing I could see the other chain like the only way I could see the other ability outvaluing this one is if it increased the cap of how much damage the chain could take before it broke. But at this point it's like there's no reason of not using this over the other one, because like, why are you using Isaac? You're not using it for 10% extra damage. No, you're using it for the stun. That's everything.
Yeah,
So
now
that
you
another
have
link
4
is insane.
things stunned instead of 3.
Exactly, exactly.
What?
Does the another link make cursed link go lower though? Because it's only 10%. Now it's kind of super.
What do you mean?
This was an A, right? Does this go?
Yeah,
down?
it was an A. It was an A. No, I still think
still good. Don't get me wrong.
exactly,
It's still
exactly,
good,
yeah.
but it's just another link is on, ironically, another level.
Interestingly enough, Curse Link has some better usage, specifically when you're talking about the one-shot Isaac build. So if you think about my personal favorite player in the game, the whale himself, Okinawa Allen, he actually used in the most recent or in like maybe 2 seasons ago when Awakenings kind of first came out, he used a one-shot Isaac build. And that is very potent because of the Curse Link extra damage. But overall, I think another link's just way too powerful. Way too powerful.
Especially with stuns. It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
what?
Oh, another S tier. This is S tier. This is literally S tier because if you have mana regen, it's literally just a buff to just it's just +2 range and 100% spell power. That's all it is. And I love it so much. Overload, amazing S tier in my opinion. I love it.
And super tier's what, hitting from all the way in the back? Just
Believe it's 1 up, but yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like I just love it. I love this is biased completely, but I think it's S tier.
No, for sure. I think for the longest time that if we can remember, people have been asking for a range buff on Zoop for like months.
Mhm.
I've seen it for like the last 5 months. People just been spamming, and yeah, this basically answers all those questions, and it's fantastic. S tier for sure. I mean, this has also brought back Zoop in Arena. I think a lot of people have been seeing that play around.
yeah, sadly.
I mean, with Hanzi's popularity, like Hanzi will always outvalue like Zup. Sadly, in any of the matchups, like Hanzi just has like just is better simply because of the changes to split, and I can explain that after. Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Lily, what do you think?
Where's her other one? Because I want to put this like right next to it. It's like it doesn't do much, but it does like some stuff.
Is this it?
It's the communicating water. It's the drop. It's like the droplet one. It's your thing. Yeah.
AB.
Yeah.
It's AB.
Yeah, I would put it there as well. I like the stun. I think when you're using Lily, it kind of gives you the option now. Okay, is my Lily gonna get back on Shasha? If yes, then we're gonna use communicating. If she's not getting back on Shasha, then we're just gonna use charge. And there you go.
It's a nice additional added stun. Does this take her into like meta builds or play still, or no? She's still like
For arena, no. For arena, there's just always better tanks. But for chapter clearing, it can be sometimes nice to have that extra stun.
Also, I think Lily will always have that special place in Chapter 9 with the boss being able to one-shot the golem, but then Lily still being up.
That's patched now. You can't do that anymore.
Oh,
yeah,
never.
yeah.
One good tank. The one
Yeah,
good place she
I mean, I will say this right now, though, for anybody who hasn't, like, I guess, picked up on this quite yet, Lily is the best tank for Chapter 10, by far.
Yeah, for sure. For Chapter 10, she's fantastic.
She is insanely. And it's literally just because whenever the tank buster is like locked on her, when she gets off Shasha, it just wastes an extra one full second of the cast. It doesn't relock, so it's perfect. It retarget, it's perfect.
And also the damage is like cut off. Like if you notice, even if it's continued to lock.
Yep.
And you jump off Shasha, it still continues to beam at you, but you don't take any damage for like 1.5 seconds, which is fantastic. Alright, so that goes in AB. We should be good with that. What do we have next? Blink of an eye, Joe.
So I think
Mara
with the
Joel
skin, this one gets more because of that new skin.
If only they just need to buff his base stats. Like I love Joel as a character. I think he looks amazing. I think the fact that he dogs every new player that goes up against him with like more than one tank, I think it's hilarious because a lot of people think he's a great hero, but he's so bad because he just does no damage. He just has no damage.
I really thought they were trying to make him like viable for this raid season with this, to be honest with you.
Wait, with the raid season?
I thought they were trying to make this for Blacksmith, but then they didn't buff his damage. Like, nope, all right, he's still crap.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean,
Because I was
I
trying
see
to
what
get
you mean.
around teleport using that, and it's like, nope, still crap damage. Doesn't do anything.
Oh, also the changes for Giant, like the fact that they swapped. This is something Soren just messaged me about, but the fact that they changed the way that the Giant altar works, like instead of having like the reflect damage being in the top and the mitigation being in the bottom, you could like because like the thing is like with Joel, you only need to run 4 mage for him to instant cast, right?
Yeah.
Because it's 20 because he starts with 80%, the extra 20% from 4 mage. Then you could use that extra 1 point in Giant. Then you could instant break all the reflects because you'll have that reflect damage. However, now that Giant's mitigation at the top instead of having reflect at the top, you can't do that anymore, which really hurts his viability because now it takes him like forever to even break mighty blocks, and the fact that he already has like very weak damage output, Joel is just completely out of completely out of the arena meta now. There's no hope for him pretty much.
The fact that
You know,
the
it's
stats
bad
are
when-
lower make it weak, but as an ability, like if let's imagine for a second Joel had good stats. As an ability, how is it? Is it a good ability?
Oh, if Joel had good damage, it would be great.
For
Because-
chapters, I would still use the Eternity one, but yeah, I think in arena it'd be very nice because you could just get into the backline and then you're hitting that huge AOE for the whole board. I think it'd be nice otherwise.
Also,
I like it as an ability.
Also, the fact of this is basically a relic that you wouldn't need to use if he was good. You would be able to use a third relic basically because you'd already have teleport.
And it also replaces he also like he has a built-in helm as well, which is so like he kind of has built-in like helm TP now, but it's still he just does no
built-in
damage.
relics, that's interesting.
He's 2 relics, but he's still crap.
Yeah, and that's probably why they keep him so low. It's because if they buffed him too much, he'd just have way too much value. I like it. I think AB is pretty solid here. Actually, even A. I think it's a solid ability. Just the hero has no viability
The hero
currently.
is kind of weak. The minute they buff Joel, this becomes really good. So it's fair.
If they were ever gonna buff him, it'd be now though. Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
sad.
I still say let's do AB, and the day they buff Joel, we move this up.
Okay, that's fair.
Because then who's gonna go over this? I don't want them to see and get the wrong idea.
To be honest, I really hope that we're wrong about one of these. I hope that someone's out there is able to like show us why like full blossom. Actually, overflow. I actually think it could go. I think it's pretty good, to be honest with you. I kind of like it. I think that if you don't want to use the backflow, like the split one, I think it's pretty solid. Actually, no. I think if they had just increased the damage or like made the entire bubble a little better. But I think right now, I still like it in rework. I still like it there.
The thing is, it's like it would be moved up if backflow wasn't a thing. But now that we have blackflow, it's like that's almost, to be honest, the better version.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe these.
The only thing you lose out is the ability to one shot with overflow.
Yeah.
Versus backflow, it's a lot harder to now with that range. But overall, yeah, I agree. I think we can leave it there. All right, what's the next one? Obsession. Oh, this one has a special place in my heart.
Really? 20% damage on whatever, blah blah blah. Alright, where do you think this goes?
I think it's another AES, to be honest. Like it's so
interesting.
strong in everything right now,
It's
especially in
really
arena right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
'Cause I'm
Mike, I was gonna ask you, what do you like if you were to choose between Obsession and the other one? Which one would you choose? In arena.
In arena, I mean, depends on, like, if you're playing let's say like a gang build, then of course you go with the other one, right?
Even without a gang build, because like Leica's very solid with a lot of utility for Draco teams. For any team that's countering like a back range like carry, Leica is very strong. But which of these two would you use? Like 99% of the time.
Obsession, because, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm a Hanzi player, so I'm only using Leica on round 1, and so I'd rather get my round 1s done quicker. So he just jumps to
Interesting,
the
okay.
back, kills quicker. I'm done with round 1 and onto my actual decent build.
I think that the other one's better in 99% of the situations. I think that Obsession, while it does have utility, how many times are you really gonna get like its second cast off to give it like the value that it really, like the fact that you can like lock onto a target basically? How many times are you gonna be transforming more than once in a build? Right?
True.
I think the second one has a lot more viability because Leica's main job, so Leica is just an absolute round one like dominator, very strong in arena. But a lot of it is because he can transform and then stun, and that's like I want to say probably the biggest thing. I think the MP ability has a better just overall more useful in like almost every situation. I use Obsession for Chapter 9. That's where I use it.
All right, I'll give you that.
But I'm okay with putting it like an AS tier as well. I think it's a very strong ability depending on like how you use it. Especially if you're using it in round 1, sure. I think it could be really solid because you don't have to worry about like accidentally like going from their main like damage to like to their tank and then just like losing out from that.
Let's go with A because it's a good ability, but it's nichely used, I guess, and you need like a lot of setup for it to be actually good. Like, I mean, even the enemy position makes a difference, right? He'll jump to the furthest target, but if the enemy positions his main carry in the center, you're kind of it's kind of done. Still good though.
I like it.
Yeah, let's say it goes here, right? Okay, we got the last one now for the new skills, which is Hanzi's concentrate.
Hey.
Yep.
Hey,
Same. Yep. It has one job. It is 4 raids, and that is all it does.
Yep. And it does it well.
Damn, I'm out of space. Hold on.
So you're just gonna have to move every single one of them back just the tiniest bit.
Let's move Explosive Will up to S tier.
I mean, hey, I have seen some interesting builds, but I mean, I don't know. Any one shot one shot team has the same weakness. Mighty blocks.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I saw.
Or just hitting a tank.
I used Explosive Will on Chapter 9 clears.
I remember seeing that.
That was the funniest video.
That shit was hilariously fun. It kills the boss instantly. It's so strong on like round 20 with like a bunch of staffs. Oof. 5 seconds boss it. 5. What I'm saying too much. 3 seconds.
Well, time to go try that on the new Chapter 10 boss. Don't give her a second.
I wish you luck getting to that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's no more instant cast in Chapter 10. Like you can't like just because like how the boss works. You can't like there's no character you can like really reliably like unless you get like extra MP items, but you're like most likely not gonna be able to instant cast.
Alright, just quick heads up for the guys who are there in the chat. There is a channel called Podcast Questions. You can drop your chat there if you have something to add or if you have something to ask, just to let you know. Anyways, so yeah, this is updated Awaken tier list. I guess looks fairly similar than the previous one, just a few things up and down. How many do we have left? Does anybody remember? I should have calculated that.
Oh, like heroes that need to have their second awakening. I can check real quick.
I think we're more or less done, right?
Kane still has his second.
1, 2, 3.
Mel still has her second. That's going
4.
Hella has his second.
5. 6.
Mel, Kane, Hella.
7.
Ren.
8. 9. I believe it's 9. I believe there's 9 left.
That's still a decent amount then. So we're looking at what, another 3 months or 2 months at least.
Yeah, if they do one
every single ability ready. Because we got these 9. The last time we made this tier list was in Jan, like early Jan, and we are in Feb and we got 9 new ones. So maybe another 2 months and then we're there.
I'm kind of scared to see what Mel's new one's gonna be.
Honestly, it has to. I mean, if it's anything better than what this Holy Blade is, I really doubt it. I think it's gonna be like something really trash, maybe like in B or C tier. Alright, so since last time Calvin had a fantastic prediction of backflow, there should be a backflow. Let's get one more prediction. Let's just pick one of the heroes and you think this is going to be one. And we're going to put it over here and then we're going to see next time if that actually happens. Let's just pick from these. Any one prediction that you guys might have.
They're gonna give a gun to Rahak's bird.
Alright, so gun for him.
Gun ability. Yes.
I think they're gonna concentrate Mel's attack to a 1-by-1.
That would be so insanely powerful just for raids. Good lord.
If they do that, it's gonna be insane. But I feel like it's the best option, if that makes sense.
You know what? There's one reason why I don't think they do that. There's one reason why. So, and specifically because of how you'd look at, like, so when you make a team, right? Like, do you like you obviously design a composition around a single boss, but if you were to lock Mel into a 1-by-1, it means that if you were to roll a Mel team and then it gets really good equips for Hero, you can't actually attack Hero because you're only going to be attacking 1-by-1, and her whole value is the fact that she can attack 2 enemies at once. So it would work against her as a player. I mean, I don't know. Otherwise, like, I could definitely see her being like I could see that happening. I think that'd be insane if it ends up happening, but I think that could happen. I still think that Hela is going to become like a I forget what it's called. It's like from Clash of Clans. There's a specific thing, but it's just she's just going to become a single target thing, just like the Tank Buster.
I think it'd be really cool if Agath gave a damage buff instead of any protection, just an AoE damage buff.
AoE damage. Didn't you think that will take away from her lore of a character being like absorption, shield damage person? Maybe it could be like when she explodes, instead of healing the people around her, she just gives a shield, like a mega shield, to everybody who's in the zone.
That would be cool.
Or like a decaying shield. Like, it could be like, I don't know, 150% spell power shield that decays over 5 seconds.
Agatha gives mighty blocks to teammates. Ooh, that would be interesting.
Oh.
That's just shield up, but holy crap.
I think, yeah, that the fact that shield up is kind of I mean, it depends though, because like she'll only be casting it once. Like, I could see it being very strong, but yeah, I think that for arena specifically, that would be busted. The nice thing is, if I say anything like super wrong, I have like literally the number 1 and 2 arena players that can DM me.
Yeah. All right. Kane, we got Ren. Let's just get a random prediction out, just in case, and let's leave it over here.
Kane's is going to be something to do with like taking him away from being utility, going to force him into some kind of like into some form of like actual damage, I assume. Because right now he's a very strong utility character. I think it'll be something that like involves his ability to like kill someone. Like, maybe it's hard to say. I need to look at his abilities actually. I need to see what he does to be fair. I don't use him outside of like his ability to get me items.
Yeah, his entire.
I would really like, Kane. Actually, if Phantom Illusion was there on Kane, that would be really good.
That would be cool. Yeah.
It makes sense on him too, right? Because he's this whole assassin, jumpy into the shadows kind of thing. Oh, or since he's like more of assassin sort of vibes, it could be if you kill a target with your ability, you become untargetable for like 1.5 seconds. So like a stealth.
That'd be so. You want to know why that'd be way too overpowered? Is because he already will. So if you build him in arena as a one-shot character with mage, every time he kills a character, he literally will instant cast right after. So if you give him immunity between as well, he's literally unkillable.
True. That's actually a bit too OP now that I think about it. All right. If you
I mean, I'd like to see something.
If you select that, then you can play with mage altar. That's a lock. New ability. This forces you.
They just force you to not. Yeah, forces you not to use mage. Oh, where's Air? I want him in here for the Ren prediction. I feel like if anyone would know what that character needs to be him.
You know what would be really cool for the Ren one, I will say? If they gave her the Joel, basically new skill, of
teleport.
If she kills a target, she moves to a target nearby.
Oh,
interesting.
You know what? I actually discussed this with Era once. You guys know, I don't know from which universe, I think it's the Marvel universe. Who's that guy who blows a whistle and his spear sort of flies around and kills people?
Oh, I know who you're
it's
talking
in Guardians of Galaxy, right?
Yeah.
Anybody know that guy's name? I forgot. He blows a whistle and his a blade sort of flies around and kills people. So like Ren has this skill, I guess every 3 seconds summon an additional sword that flies around with her that does maybe 25% of her damage to enemy 2 blocks away, something like that, like a phantom sword, a phantom illusion, but only of her weapon, not her character.
I like that. I was hoping that Ren got like so literally the exact same kind of thing you were thinking of for your Kane. I was hoping that like when she attacked, she basically just becomes untargetable, like when she uses her skill. Although that'd be again overpowered as well.
Yeah, because of the might block.
Blue guy Yandi apparently. Yondu.
Yondu,
Yeah.
yeah. Yondu Ren. Yondu skin for Ren. Rose.
Then actually, Hoenn, do you have a prediction for the Rosette ability? Yeah, that's right. I'm forcing you to send me a message. That's right.
Yeah. All right, we got
The pressure of the
Yeah,
podcast.
perfect. Nice. We got Hoenn into that as well.
There we go. No idea. He says no idea, pretty much.
Rose, I mean, as a character, what does she actually do? She's off tank, gives a nice explosive weakness. What else can she do with her? In theory, she's
They're gonna give her a stun, because that's what they do with tanks. They just give them. They just give them stuns.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, if you think about that, doesn't all tanks now have stuns except for Shield, of course. Yeah.
I mean, explosive will's kind of
Yeah,
stun.
I mean, yeah, she got a stun.
I mean,
It does stun
death
you.
is stun. Death
Yeah,
does
yeah,
stun you.
Death is the
She's
best
stunned
stun.
them forever.
I don't know. I would hope that if they were gonna do something for Rosette, they would just make it like they would give her some like even more some even more like greater form of single target something, because like her whole gimmick is that she's very good at single 1v1s, but that's like that's only really good in raids, and you know, with raids it's so useless because you don't need a tank, you just want your DPS characters. So overall it's like I can't really see how they're gonna do it. I was gonna say, Mole, you're a fake Bomby fan because he doesn't have his second awakening yet, and you didn't even list him.
Oh my god.
He doesn't need a second awakening. What are
Sure.
we talking
He
about?
does. Dude, what do you mean? Look at him right now. His usage is horrible in arena.
All right.
You have Soren in the chat. He is the Bomby master currently.
All right, sir. Let's get a prediction from you. What do you think is the next one?
Yeah, that's right,
Ultra
Soren.
Mega
That's right,
Bomb,
Soren.
'cause I want more mega bombs, but of course.
Ultra Mega Bomb.
But let's see. Let's get a actual prediction. Bomby.
Man, I have no
Right,
idea
right,
what it'll actually be. Like maybe some kind of not targeting like randomly, maybe,
Ooh, okay.
or like maybe
Oh.
targeting like the furthest character or something. I'm not too sure.
Oh,
That would
be
start
pretty
it.
sick.
That'd be crazy, and I would hide from Bomby builds even more.
I still don't know if that would make him viable enough, to be honest with you. I mean,
No,
I think
it
it would.
wouldn't.
I think it would give it. If you get stunned though, you can outvalue Hanzi's theoretically, but still, it's like with the split change, it's really hard to see him outvaluing them.
Or how about if anybody plays League here, you know Ziggs, the character, the bomb character. He has an ability where he drops bombs on the floor and they just stay. So Bomby ability that drops bombs but they don't explode, they stay on the battlefield, and if the enemy walks over, it explodes.
They gotta give him built-in stun. That's all I'm gonna say. They gotta give him built-in stun or something.
If they give Bomby built-in stun, I'm leaving arena and never coming back.
Dude, just hop on the Helm train. Like Helm teams are so consistent. It's insane.
Nah.
Okay. You don't want to use that. You don't want to use Mel. Man, Mel teams are so fun.
Spear rapid all day.
Oh. Gang teams are they're gonna get destroyed by like the new strat, sadly.
It's still working.
Data says lower attack speed would give more stun. Nah, dude, but if they give him a stun, it's over. Like it's over. Game's done.
If Bomby gets stun, arenas, it's just everyone in the top 100 can be Bombies.
Yeah, then just
Well, no,
change
the thing is,
name. It's not King God Castle anymore. It's King God Bomby, and then you're done.
It's still like even if he does get stunned, I don't know if it would be that domineering, specifically because like Helm teams are still very powerful, especially since Bomby's like nerfed to his health. Using like Leon, like using like an extra like maybe 2 Leons as like your front line, you could like in theory just get them to kill themselves.
Yep.
Especially because of the HP, just because of that HP reduction. So it's like it's hard to say. I do think if they gave him like naturally built-in stun, it would probably be able to overtake. Potentially would be able to overtake Hanzi. But I still think it would be interesting to see how that would shift everything.
Yeah. And that's also a nice idea, Glue, and the same like Zillion. Yeah, it's like a ticking bomb. Could work. Yeah. So yeah, okay, cool. So nice. I'll move this. We have a few predictions for the next few abilities, and then we have a nice tier list over here. Of course, I'm gonna get a nice screenshot of this and post it on the Discord channels for everybody to have a look at. And we'll come back to this once more abilities are there. Maybe I think in another 2 months or 1 month once we have the rest 9, because the rate that they are releasing this is decently fast. to be honest. So we should be good by, let's say, what, March, April? Yeah, April. And wait, I've totally forgot the last one. Chung.
Anything.
Something
Literally
good.
give him +1. Sorry, give her +1 damage on attacks. That's all I could. That would still be better than the current one.
Anything. Just
No,
give
to
her
be
raw,
honest,
give her
I
raw
think
hawks.
it's hard to say. It's probably going to be a utility ability. I would say it's going to give her something with like that allows her to do some kind of movement or some kind of thing. Just because like they nerfed her damage, so I'm interested to see what they decide to do with it. Hopefully, it's something that could help you with Chapter 10. That would be nice.
Cool. So let's save this and we're good. So I don't think there's any more debate on any of these. Everything looks good. I like the fact that there are a lot of A tier. It kind of, and a lot of them near S and A tier, kind of gives the idea that the abilities have been designed fairly okay, and you know it's taken the game to a positive direction rather than if these were like somewhere down here. Awakening would have been a bad decision. But what do you think? I think Awakening as a decision in the game was fantastic, right?
Yes.
Yep.
They should have just done level 12 though. They should not have done level 14 right off the bat. They should have done it like monthly every single. That's what they should have done.
Yeah, I think that's a fair say. Even especially with the fact that if they did, let's say 12, 13, 14 month, it would be more easier for people to get like tokens, right? So you would cap it at 12, 13, 14 and not sit for like 3 months like we have and then have 750 Kane tokens where you have 0 Hanzi.
750 Kane tokens.
It's a thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, perfect. All right, that kind of
I mean,
guess
from
ends-
someone with 750 Zupa tier tokens, it's like, what? I don't even play Zoop.
All right, so let's say that ends the Awakening section part of the thing, and then let me just quickly get my screen share off. Perfect.